Online gaming is, of course, another parasite of physical socialization. Like I mentioned earlier, it's causing every single arcade in the world, except in Japan, to lose profit and close. It isn't just home console ports of arcade games. Do arcades need the World Wide Web to function? Nope. Even though you have to pay to use a game cabinet, Xbox Live does the same thing in the web-enabled world. That means you're losing a lot of cash playing a shooter game all day long, and you're not getting out as much as you should.
Focus, we young, we ain't falling off. Everything just ain't enough. Mama, please stop waiting up, cause other artists pay enough just to get a little fame. Y'all just ruining the game till my death remain the same. Never ever gonna change. We young, we ain't falling off.
While the PlayStation Network and Nintendo Wii's Matrix offer free service, the fact of the matter still stands. The information superhighway can suddenly go down out of the blue, and it can take days or even weeks to be restored.
Everything just ain't enough. Mama, please stop waiting up, cause other artists pay enough just to get a little fame. Y'all just ruining the game.
If you've seen my second technology rant, it's especially bad if hackers are involved. There's even people whose internet goes down all the time. And sure, the plan for a cyberspace blackout on March 31st was denied, yet there will always be a chance of a blackout because, once again, technology isn't perfect.
My death remain the same, never ever gonna change. Y'all people just project your insecurities on others cause it's something your father or mother...
There isn't much to say about film photography and paper letters. Digital cameras and email have almost entirely replaced these two things. They're still around, but quite rare. Practically, the only people I know who write paper letters are the poor, the Amish, prisoners, and military people away from home. And film photography, well, only about 4% of the world would like to have physical developed photos. Still, a film photo has better quality than a digital image. I would prefer to have a film photo on my wall over a pixelated and fugitively inked one.
When you were younger, hatred brings in the thunder and lightning. Y'all try to strike me, but I still remain under the influence of nice weed.
I myself am interested in film photography, but it won't be easy at all to find a film camera, since you'll only be able to find one on eBay, at a flea market, a yard sale, or a thrift store.
The Chuck T's, tuck my jeans in them. I got money in my denim pockets that ain't really fitting. Shove that shit in like I just...
And for most of the world, photosmiths are extinct. The only people who really develop film these days are X-ray technicians and dentists. In short, iPhones, online gaming, what have you, with the exception of computers, are just very expensive toys. These are the things the companies and you think you need. And let me remind the viewers that I am talking to regular people. You know what's more important than your expensive smartphones, being glued to your seat playing a web-enabled game, and so on? Outside and inside exercise, playing an instrument, spending time with a close friend, and of course, book reading.
Like I just ain't got no manners, got no agenda, no planner. Y'all people just got no standards with the artists that you listen to. I'm oh so...
But even book reading is getting a little ruined too with a device called the iPad, a device that requires a battery to run, and you can use it to go online and download a book. I don't see such a big deal about heading to your local library or Barnes & Noble and picking out a physical book that requires no electricity and can last for eternity.
No spiritual individual, killing beats is a ritual. Life is never...
The same thing also applies to renting DVDs. I mean, Netflix and Blockbuster Online are okay, but people have streamed movies and rented them off the web to the point where most, if not every rental store in America has gone out of business. Thankfully, physical DVD rental is still going thanks to Redbox kiosks and public libraries. Again, I don't see anything wrong with heading to either one and browsing around for a movie.
Typical critics trying to get rid of you. Girls say that they missing you. Everything is so visible that I say and that I do.
You may argue that you'd be paying more for car gas, yet the same thing applies to the delivery people helping Netflix. Besides streaming, would you rather wait for the borrowed movie to arrive at your house or head to a store or kiosk and purchase it right away? Either way, driving is required unless you can get there on foot.
Move is always copied and always watched by plenty dudes, but it's hella people who was plotting my demise. They can't stand to see me.
Seriously though, this quote-unquote on-demand streaming business has got to stop. I just want the people who aren't interested in having cyberspace and mobile phones to be fresh out of luck. In a situation like this, the so-called weak should not have to make room for the strong. Having both physical and electronic interactivity is a more sensible lifestyle for people to live. And I know what most of you are thinking. You're thinking, you idiot, all this is like saying we should go back to using the telegraph and carrier pigeons instead of the telephone. Well, that kind of change was proper. The telegraph and phone both require electricity, but the phone is obviously more efficient because the telegraph sent messages through Morse code, and we obviously don't talk in Morse code. On the other hand, something like streaming films through Netflix instead of physically browsing for a movie in a store or library isn't more rewarding. It's just easy.
Like they swatting at the flies, get them high. We ain't falling off, everything just ain't enough. Mama, please stop waiting up, cause other artists pay.
Sometimes the phone service malfunctions, sometimes the internet service malfunctions, and they leave you no choice but to go an old way. All I'm saying is, there's more to life than all these nifty devices. I may use a computer that has internet, but I used it in the way that it was meant to be used. For work, certain research, or for finding something that I can't find elsewhere in the real world, and for broadcasting this message.
It's paying up just to get a little fame. Y'all just ruining the game till my death remain the same. Never ever gonna change.
You don't need to be tethered to the internet. Expand your horizons. Like I urged earlier, go for a walk, play an instrument, read a book, go on a date with someone you like, or manually shop for something that doesn't need to be ordered online, if it's possible in your area. That is all. Thank you for watching.
You need to shut the fuck up.
They falling off, everything just ain't enough. Mama, please stop waiting up, cause other artists pay enough just to get a little fame. Y'all just ruining the game till my death remain the same. Never ever gonna change.